Hello everyone and welcome back to the 3D printer vlog. This is your host Michael, and in the last episode I have finished up the wiring. Well, actually I did that between episodes. This episode we are going to start out by working on our 3D printer bed here. I also bought a new nozzle for the hot end. It is a hardened steel nozzle that will be able to print exotic materials like carbon fiber and other hard metal materials and whatnot, so that'll be cool. Really hyped about that, but that'll be down the pipeline here. But first we're going to concentrate on our bed and the anti-backlash nuts we have. So I'm going to go ahead and start by ripping everything apart here. I'm going to start by lowering our bed here so it doesn't crash into our nozzle. So I'm going to take the plate off here, and first I'm going to go ahead and remove the glass piece just because that'll make things a little lighter when we take everything apart. Okay, so our bed, let's see here, it is not so easily attachable, so I'm just going to keep it with the printer for now. We're going to mark for these, and then we're going to install our corner pieces first, because we're going to have to drop in some more square nuts for that. Looks like we're going to need a couple more things here. Alright, as you can see, the little corner bracket is on there. Makes it a heck of a lot more stable from what I can notice so far. So thumbs up to whoever created that model. Really do appreciate it there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the other side done. Got both corner braces taken on, or put on here. Went ahead and took off all four of the bed corner leveling posts. I guess you call these posts or what have you, but yep, I'm gonna go ahead and put the new ones on here. I just got everything put together. Pretty simple little thing. You just got this little leveling cog at the top that I have blue tacked on just for the time being. Make sure these square nuts are lined up, and I'm just going to slide them in for now. And for now, I'm just going to tighten these down in a general area where I think they're going to go. Just going to get these screws finger tightened for now. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to prep our anti-backlash nuts. So I'm going to go ahead and cut towards the bench and show you all how we're going to be doing that. Almost forgot here, folks. In order to actually get the lead screws taken care of, I have to go ahead and take the existing ones off. So I'm going to go ahead and get to that. So I'm going to lower them onto these little stands here that I used to level them previously. Okay, that should be fine. There we go. So as you can see, everything is disassembled here. I will eventually tear these down and get all the useful pieces out of them. I will probably be engineering some sort of improved version of this just for other folks, as well as just to cut down costs, because these things are mighty expensive. They're like $8 a piece or so they get pricey. And of course, there is a little bit of a trick to them here. Initially, they have a pretty terrible tolerance in terms of actually trying to get the screw through here. As you notice, I have a little bit of difficulty trying to actually start my thread here. I think it's because these aren't really made for this particular lead screw. I think there's another lead screw they have on open build site that's more made for it, but yeah, I can get it to work for it. I got it to work for another Polulu or something motor driver here. So hopefully I can be able to thread this in proper. So you just have to start. You have to make sure that it's straight for one, and then just start to force it in just ever so subtly. I probably should have lubricated this first. So yeah, make sure it's straight, start driving it in. Instead of, killing my hand here, getting carpal tunnel, I'm gonna see if I can just adapt this to my chuck on my drill. Streamline this process a bit. I think it's about a 1/2 inch. Should be pretty close to what this is. Oh, there we go. Essentially, I'm just boring it to a slightly bigger size here. So I'm just going to keep doing this and try to take as much material that's kind of out or loose here and just keep removing it as I repeat this process over and over.
Day 2.
Okay, so this particular piece here is still giving me a bit of tolerance issues. So what I've done is I've submerged it in water, put in a bit of Tupperware. I'm in my kitchen right now. I'm going to throw it in the microwave for like 30 seconds to a minute to warm it up, try to get it to expand a bit so I can try to machine out any sort of things that are a little too swelled or too large. Hopefully it'll give my the actual screw a bit of chance to actually machine through. Plus it'll be a little bit softer. So we'll fingers crossed. We'll see if this goes through. I have another one just in case of this fails. So let's. I'll go ahead and pop it in the microwave and we'll try to mill it out and give it a try. Well, here we go. I went ahead and got these taken care of here. They're as good as they're gonna get. This one's a little hard, but I machined it to at least not be totally seized up. This one's pretty loose, which that's fine. So at least one of these sides are okay. I might order another few shafts and do some trial and error, but for now, I think it'll be okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and install these real quick. And it's a lot more simplified. There's 2 nuts I need to fasten onto the rails. There we go. I did try quite a few things to get these to spec. I tried submerging one of them in water and then microwaving the water to try to heat it up a bit so I could get it to enlarge. And of course I tried shrinking it like with a can of air duster, just try to see if I could machine it out a little better to just get out the over amount of plastic, but didn't really make a whole lot of difference. I just had to actually clear it out manually with a scribe tool, which that seemed to work pretty decently. So yeah, I think I'll take that result and run with it. For now, I'm just gonna place it in, and if it doesn't work, I'll order another lead screw. Hoping I don't have to do that because they're they're not the cheapest things. Just gonna get these tightened down generally and then adjust them. Then I'm going to need to loosen the stepper motor bases because I need to bring them in a bit. I have this nice and loosened up here. Going to identify where the stepper motor shaft is, line it up with our screw here, and then of course loosen this guy up. Get it lined up as best as I can. And I'll get it as close as I humanly can for now. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side now. Alright, so I went ahead and got these suckers attached here and more or less properly leveled here. So now what I have to go ahead and do is I have to go ahead and attach the bed. And as you can see now I have these little knobs. They are blue tacked in place at this current time, since I don't have a permanent position for them just yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and take out these screws. And first what I'm gonna do is I'm going to attach the screws to the bed. And on each side, I'm going to affix a washer and a lock nut. So the reason I'm doing this is because I don't want the screws actually to spin around. I just want them to stay in place because the actual knobs on the bed will be moving instead. Alright everybody, as you can see, these are the old bed leveling jigs or what have you. I forgot the exact name for them. But what I've done is I've drilled a 3mm hole. Reason is because I'm going to be ditching these new ones, and that is because, again, that whenever I tighten these down full bore, don't know if you can notice it with this one, but it's not exactly, yeah, there you go, you can notice it pretty well. It's not exactly straight, it's like a bit crooked when it's fully tightened down. So what the old system didn't have to have a nut at this point, it just had the nut and at the actual base, so I could just tighten these screws from the top. That'll give me the advantage where I don't have to have, or I can actually straighten these screws out properly without having to, you know, completely remachine this aluminum piece here, which is the reason why it's so janky in the first place is because I haven't machined it perfectly. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap these brackets or whatever you want to call them out. So another modification I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be actually moving the Y end stop back another centimeter. The reason is because right now as the printer bed sits, when it's in the proper position for basically the head to hit near the end of this bed here, when it is hitting the Y end stop, it's actually not making it to the front of the bed fully, because the actual tip, let's see if we can get in, yeah, I got another centimeter this way. And of course the fan is like smacking right up here, so if it were to of course go too far, it would I don't want this crashing into this bar here. Another solution that I kind of was running around in my head was to lower this a bit, but that would probably cause some other complications. So easiest thing to do is to just knock the bed back a centimeter, and then of course just knock this back a centimeter, since of course both of these are already kind of taken apart. So I'm just going to drill a couple holes and get these holes kind of drilled out a little bit. There we go, just like a professional. Dremelled out these little indentions here and drilled some holes relatively accurately, give or take. So I'm gonna go ahead and install this bad boy. As you can plainly see here, the end stop is moved back and it is working as it should. Alright folks, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Pretty much I just have to attach the bed, get it leveled, and then level the actual the lead screws here. Still a little bit of leveling that needs to be done with those, and of course I've already gone through that in a previous episode, just the same process, not a whole lot different. And then after that I'm going to go ahead and swap in the E3D V6 hardened steel nozzle, which allows us to print exotic filaments, as well as program some firmware, create an enclosure for this, and create a filament holder for the actual printer here. All of that is going to be coming in the later vlogs here, so if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button, consider subscribing, and check out some other videos that'll be showing up here soon, and have a great day.